guys, this is Jeremy with Troll and Toad. How you guys doing today? We're going to be doing some Magic for the next couple hours here. We're going to probably play some Draft on Arena. We're going to look at some Strixhaven stuff, see what's going on there. We have our official spoilers and everything start. And we got some giveaways and all the good stuff. How you guys all doing today? Who's there? Who's there? Who's anywhere? I'm here. But yeah, we're going to jump on in on some Arena and see what's going on there. So we're going to start there and see if we can do some drafting of some sort. See if we can do better than our 4-wolf draft the other time. So we'll start there and see what's going on. All right. What's up, Panda? How you doing, man? Asked me to tell you that he sends you hugs and cool vibes. He is a good dude. All right, so we got our thing here. We got all kinds of options here. And I was wondering something the other day. So I was asking about drafting and stuff like that, and I thought they would have some sort of like whatever for Time Square Remastered, and I think I'm finding out they don't even have Time Square Remastered on here, which is interesting. What's going on? So, I mean, that doesn't go with it. Oops. I was just trying to look at the play screen. No, we're not going to play the white deck. Canceled already. We might be playing the white deck. So it's not an arena. Okay. Well, that stinks. I want to draft it. I want to draft it poorly and then try to somehow salvage it. Premier draft core sets. You just excited me. What kind of core set? Core 2021. We could draft some core 2021. What else could we do? What other drafts do we have? Just that? Is that the only draft right now? Call time draft. So we could draft some call time and we could draft some core sets. That's what we got rocking right now. And I also heard, I'm sure this is news to, or whatever everyone's talking about. I've been hearing about all over the place, is that Arena has finally got there and apparently is going mobile or about to go mobile or is mobile now or whatever like that. And, you know, so that's pretty exciting. It's about time. I mean, it was originally designed as a software to be for mobile use. So we finally get to see it doing something in a mobile world. I think we're going to try and draft some core set. Core 2021. Where are the other ones? Call time. I mean, I'll do some 2020. I haven't drafted 2021. You can with a skate squad. Nice. What's going on, Bear? We're gonna do some 2021 draft. I'm down with that. Yeah, let's go. Yes. And I was the last one to fill the thing out. It's destiny. I'm ready for some core draft. I love core drafts. Actually, every year they used to come out, I always loved doing a core draft. And I didn't do 2021 actually. So this will be the first time I've drafted it. And it's funny because like I don't know all the cards in the set. Like I don't remember them. I know them, but I don't remember them. And so it'll be fun to draft it. I always like the core sets. Used to be every year, many years ago when I used to play Magic Online, when a core set would come out, I would draft a core set I'd buy a whole bunch of tickets and stuff like that to draft a core set for months. So I don't care about the Detection Tower. That card's okay. Oh, yep. Heroic Reinforcements is a good card. Vigilance 4/3/7. Oh, I love that guy too. The Drain Vampire Soldier. We got a mana guy and a Rejuvenator and a lot of green cards. I think I want the black creature. I do like Heroic Reinforcements. Both those are really useful cards. But I'm going to go with the Bloodletter. So we're going black. What's going on, Els Dragoon? Draft some Mervolite block, my dude. Dude, you got to get some Lion's Eye Diamonds, I tell you what. Gravedigger. Oh, man. That's what we like to see. Drainer. Flash Guy. Child of Night's good, too. A Snapping Drake. Snapping Drake's pretty good. I'm going to take my Gravedigger. You always try to take it because if you can get multiple Gravediggers, it's stupid. At least that's my experience. Aegis of the Heavens. It's the Pump Spell. Luminous Bonds. Hey, it's Pacifism. The Pioneer. It's not a bad card. There's another Flash Guy. A Mind Rot. Wish it was as good as that other Mind Rot. Sky Scanners, no draw card. Oh, yeah, that guy. I might take the Pioneer. It's a 1/2 that gives us a 1/1 flyer with it. I don't know if I'm going to play blue yet, but none of these black cards are reaching out to me. It'd be Luminous Bonds or that. I think I want to take the blue card. I like having the flying theme. So we're going to roll with that. Gives us some Thopter action. Merv Light. I don't think it would be good, Merv Light. There's a lot of multicolor cards. It's Scalebane Elite. Rise from the Grave. I get some reanimation. Another Luminous Bonds. Now it makes me think I should have took the Luminous Bonds. Naven Windmage. I do like the Epicure. If it was one damage to a target. Oh, yeah, I remember that guy. I just didn't know the art. Or the full art thing. The boar's flying around. Root Snare. I'm going to probably take the Windmage. So we got a black-blue kind of flying thing going on here so far. We need to get some good removal spells. We passed on 2 Luminous Bonds. That's kind of tricky, but we didn't know we were going to get the second one. If we knew that, it might be a black-white deck, but I don't think I drafted blue that often. Actually, all the times we played, we had it in the, we did the Kaldheim pre-release. We had blue in our deck. We had some blue giants and such, but I know we've drafted black a lot. Black, green, black, white, wolves, times a million. There we go. Inspired Charge. We got to pump our team. Knight's Pledge. Another Pioneer. A big old wall. A Doomed Dissenter. It's not a bad card, but probably not the first pick there. Wolves. Another Lava Axe. So we're probably taking our Pioneer again. So we're going to have 2 of our 1/2 ground guys that give us a 1/1 Thopter token. So far we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of our 5 cards give us something that flies, and a Gravedigger to bring back something that flies. We definitely have a theme here. So our first opponent's going to play something like Gravity Sphere. We're going to put everything on the ground, and we're going to get wrecked by a moat. If that happens, then that's awesome. So Pump Spell, Knight's Pledge, which is a good card. Plus one's going to control an artifact. Big old 6/5, a Cattle Sentimental. It's a mana guy. It's true. I might take the damage spell here. I don't really know if I want the black-green land, and all these other cards are meh. I mean, they're okay. I'm not saying these cards are bad, but I'll take the damage artifact thing. Just their utility. Plague Mare. Well, that's fine. It's great for our deck. Another Doomed Dissenter, a Duress, an Infectious Horror, which is I like the Infectious Horror as well. I mean, I have to take the Plague Mare. It can kill creatures, plus it might not give it blocked by something. I do like the Infectious Horror, though. So we'll go with that. Now we're getting some ground creatures. As you get towards the end of the pack, there's going to be less and less flyers. Potentially. Salvager of Secrets. That brings back a spell. Goes for him for his evasion. Another flying guy. That's, I mean, cards, whatever. I don't like any of these cards, really. I mean, I might take this Secrets guy because it can bring back, like, if we get some removal spells. I might take that, yeah. I don't know if he's going to make the deck. Some generic dudes. Okay. Oh, this guy came around. That card's good. And it's not great, but it's good. Huh. I almost want to take that. I'll let the guy have it. I'll take a random blue card that I'm not going to play in my deck. Child of Night. And the Flash guy. The Drainer. And then these guys, the Satyr Enchantment. What else we got? I feel pretty good about our thing right now. I mean, obviously the Scholar's nothing to brag about, but probably not going to be in the final configuration of the deck. That's okay. Everything else has potential. The Salvager might also, too, if we don't get enough spells to utilize it. I mean, he's a 2/2 for 5. It's pretty poor. But if he brings back, like, a murder or some target removal spell, that card's just fine. Yeah, I really need removal. I've got the artifact. We got a Mind Rot. We got the Flash guy. I mean, if I take Mind Rot, I only want more Mind Rots. So Mind Rot's only good if I get other Mind Rots. And the Flash guy is a guy, but I got a lot of guys. I'll take the Mind Rot and see if we can run a train of Mind Rots. We're not going to first pick any Mind Rots, obviously. This isn't as good as that other one that drained life. I can't remember the name of that card from the other set, but... Equipment. a Root Snare, which is a fog, and a Tormenting Voice. The equipment is playable with our flyers. I probably won't, whatever. Knight's Pledge is still hanging out, and Inspire Charge. So the white deck, Knight's Pledge is a good card. I'm taking that away. They're both good cards. 2 Knight's Pledges. What? Just hanging out at the end. No one wants them. It's a fine card. It's not the best card, but... All right, so we got an Ancient Treachery. So we get to take a permanent for 1 billion mana. Blight Beetle. Spitfire. Dragon Mage. Befuddle. A bird. I don't actually hate the bird. I actually like the bird more than the Treachery guy because the Treachery guy cost a ton. Duress. Undead Servant. This is good when you have multiples. Mana Dude. Or Mana Fixer. Gift to Paradise, whatever. I think I'm going to take the bird. It's a little heavy on the 5 mana, but it's a 3/4 flyer. I definitely was hoping for a black removal spell in this pack. So disappointed by that. But, you know, first couple picks we might see one. Maybe we should have taken the 2/2 Walking Corpse before instead of the Blue Scholar. Try and cut black a little bit more, but I don't know. At that point in the pack, in the first pack, when you got about 6 cards left, it's hard to really, whatever. Exile, Knocker. Here's hand graveyard. Field of the Dead. I don't think we have a utilize it. Another Dragon Mage. There's 2 of them back to back. It's a good card. Another Mind Rot. We're not taking it yet. Sleep Paralysis might be our card here. We do have an Anticipate to dig for something. The Skeleton comes back. I think Sleep Paralysis is our best card. It comes to play, taps the creature, doesn't get to untap. The Mind Rot could come back to us. The Thought Distortion's interesting, but there's a lot of times it's going to do nothing. Like, I mean, I might get 1 or 2 cards. I don't think I like that card. Field of the Dead needs to die to do something. Otherwise, it's colorless. Dragon Mages are weird that there's 2 of them back to back. We got Cerulean Drake. That's a reprint from a million years ago. Is that a Merv Light card? Portal Sanctuary. Corpse Knight. That's a good card. We're not really playing white. Denizen. Bone Splinters. We might have to take that. And that's like, that card's really fine in our deck because we have 2 of the 1/2 that makes the top there. And then the 1/2 is just a dude on the ground. We don't mind throwing away the 1/2 to kill a creature targeted. So actually, it's probably better than the Cerulean Drake. Cerulean Drake's actually a newer card. I'm thinking of something else that didn't sacrifice to counter something. Spell, red or green, Hoser. +2, raise the alarm. Befuddle. The almost Child of Night card. Big old Spoder. Red or green. Submerge, but it only puts it on top. I don't know if I like that card. I don't like a lot of these cards. I mean, I like Raise the Alarm. I like the Spoder. But those cards aren't whatever. Hardcover. I don't really care. I'll take the random lifelink guy, I guess. I got a Knight's Pledge still in my deck. Manifold Key. Unchained Berserker. Fortress Crab. Big old ground guy. Frost Lynx. That taps a dude and shuts him down for a turn. Octoprophet. Gets a Scry. We got a generic vampire. The reanimate if a guy dies thing. Shock. Of course, there's random damage spells flying around here. The guy who's 16 Dragon Mages needs to have another shock. We'll take our tapper. Damage to target creature, opponent, or planeswalker. Oh, I don't hate that guy. He's just slow. 1 million white cards, a negate. Another one of those reanimate things. A growth cycle. I mean, I don't actually hate the sorcerer. He's slow, but I mean, it shoots someone for 2. If you get to use him twice in a game, he's fine. Yeah, sure. And then, attack creature. We got a Hoser there. That guy's fine, actually. Oh, the enchantment that gives things flying. Another sorcerer. I wouldn't take 2 of them. I might play 1. I don't know if I'd play a whole legion of them. That guy just shoots someone. He at least does 1 damage to your opponent. It's generally going to do 2 or 3. I'm fine with that guy. And you can bring back with Gravedigger. Hardcover. We got... I wish I could have that card. That's a good card. White card. Sleep paralysis. Here we go. We got 2 sleep paralysis now. So we got 2 sleep paralysis and a frostlinks. Paralysis are permanent. Frostlinks 1 turn. I'm okay with that. We need a black removal spell. I don't think we're going to be playing the guy who returns spells because I don't think the Dragon Mage came around. So apparently the guy did not leave the Dragon Mage dream. I'll take the sideboard card. Pro green dude. Thought Distortion came around. We play against some blue-white pile of something, maybe. It's a sideboard card for me. Got the Portal, Disenchant. I mean, I don't really think I'm going to play any of these cards. I'm just going to take random Disenchant. And if someone does something, I can't. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever play it in my deck, but we'll take the Hoser card. Not really a Hoser. The Fortress Crab. And Fortress Crab's probably not making the deck, but he's fine. I mean, he's a 1/6. He's a wall. Wall that does some damage. It can get in there, I guess. Opponents who die to Fortress Crabs, though, they're pretty bad. But sometimes you play a 2-mana 1/1 for 2, and they discard a card, and your opponent just loses the game, loses the match. So, you know, you never know. Sure, I'll take random dude over the land. And we get land. I assume we get land. Yeah. Sure. Now we have a Mana Fixer. Not the worst card. Sanctum, Quarian Dryad. That's uncommon. I didn't realize that was an uncommon in M21. Card Swooper. Frost Breath. So that's another thing that kind of freezes up guys for a turn. The Ghost Flight. I don't hate that card, actually. Grasp of Darkness. I do like this guy, but I think I have to take the Grasp. The utility of that card's so good. -4, -4. So we got our first removal spell, potentially. Shacklegeist. I mean, it's a 2/2 flyer for 2. Tutelage. Tutelage isn't bad. It's like that Sphinx's card from the other set. Volcanic Geyser. My goodness. Not going to even touch it. I want it, but can't be blocked. That's a lifelink guy. Green cards. I think I'm taking the Shacklegeist. I could see the value to the Tutelage. The Tutelage is really good if it's turn 3. But if it's turn like a million, like turn 12, I don't know how good that card is. It does draw a card, but I think the Shacklegeist is fine. 2/2 flying for 2. And I don't know if we got enough of things to use the effect, but it's not bad. Rinwing Mare. Carrion Grub. Which, whatever. Patrician. That's a decent card. We're not playing white, though. Frost Breath. And that might be that's my default. I got to click something because sometimes I time out and mess up. The Thallid guy. He's not bad. A Duress. I don't mind the Frost Breath here. I mean, the Thallid guy isn't bad either. I have a lot of creatures, though. But if he dies to the Bone Splinters, it feels good. This is a tough spot. I'm going to take the Breath, but I could be persuaded that I should have taken the other card. Big old Spouter with Pro Blue. We hate him. You got to make him discard a card thing. Red card, red card, red card. Red card, shock, and burn spell, burn spell, burn spell. Okay, we have 1,000,000 burn spells. And the Mana Fixer. You know what? I don't want any of the cards in this pack. And I don't like this Pro Blue guy. So, see ya. We will hate draft there. We got a dual land. Tempered Veteran, which is in the back guard if we're playing white. Opt. We can opt our way to victory. Return up to 2 target creatures in our hand. It does cost $1 billion. Oh yeah, the Pinger guy. Bloodfell Caves. Shows up just in time to take all those shocks. Read the Tides is interesting. It makes me want to use it with that other card. Because we can use it with the card that brings spells back from the graveyard and create a loop. Man, that's a lot of mana. I'm not going to go there. I would want to play some dumb junky thing. Don't let me do it, guys. Don't let me do it. Each opponent loses X life and gains X number of shrine control. So it always drains 1. Yes, I remember that card. Tome. Cage Zombie. Skeleton Archer, a Burn Bright, and the 4/3. I don't mind the enchantment, actually. It's going to drain a life every turn. Our deck's starting to get a little thick. That card's really good. There's that Read the Tides. I can still leave that Dream. Death Touch or Lifelink on the turn. And Mind Rot. So we didn't get a lot of Mind Rocks. We get a black-blue land. I'm going to take that. So Mind Rot's is out of our deck. I didn't even chose to take it there, and the other one didn't table, so. Jolrel is just kind of chilling right here. It's a good card. Instance. I don't really care for these cards. I don't think I'm going to make my deck. Yeah, I don't understand why Jolrel's even in there. You can just go ahead and away. That's a really good card compared to other things. Red Sanctum. Get the Shrine Dream. Splash red for that with the land I didn't take. I don't really like any of these cards. This card's Scries. This is a 2/2 guy. This is a 4/3 guy. I have plenty of creatures. I'm not going to play any of these cards. I'll take the 4/3 guy. Just finishing up here. Most of the cards left aren't going to make the deck. Counterspell and a Drain thing and the Lifelink guy. You block unless you draw 2 more cards this turn. I don't play counter spells, but if my deck's not doing good, I might put it in. I hate when you're in the middle of a game and you're like both about to kill each other or whatever like that, and you draw a counter spell. That just drives me insane. Like if I have 3 or 4 and I have consistency in my deck, like each game I'm going to know I'm going to have a counter spell on like turn 4 or 5. I change my mind a little bit, but 4 register like a removal spell, and then that guy is a removal spell that we could play. And then sure, someone took the basic land there with like 4 cards left. They're all terrible. They're all terrible. So now we go to deck building. One of the things we're going to be doing is we have a couple giveaways today. We have, I'm going to jump right into this, guys. I have this pack of Modern Horizons that we're giving away. Pack of Modern Horizons right here. So we're going to do a drawing for that of somehow. I don't know how we're doing the drawing, guys, but they're going to do what we're going to do. What's going on, typing nonsense? But we're going to do whatever. Can they get this pack, guys? They'll tell us, I think. How do we get the pack? You say something in the chat or something? Keyword or something? All right. Modern Horizon. Can we run with that? Modern Horizon is a keyword? Oh. I think they're asleep. It's all good. We'll figure it out at some point. We're doing a drawing here. I'm going to look at my deck and probably just throw cards all over the place because I don't know what I'm doing. We're going to check Sampton. I don't know if I like this guy. I don't know if I like this guy. So I probably like the guy who can do something late game more. The Axe is good with our flyers. We didn't actually get as many flyers. We started off with a really strong run of flyers, and then it kind of got pretty gross. Oh my gosh, what's this in the deck? What's this in the deck? Okay. So, is the Salvager good enough? I don't think it is. Salvager isn't good enough, and our Archer was just a guy at the end. Most of our other cards, I mean, the Archer is at least playable. Most of our other cards, I mean, the Scholar. So would we rather have the Archer or the Scholar? I'd probably rather have the Archer. And let's make sure we didn't cut anything here accidentally. The Wall of Runes is still in our deck. Slivers. Dude, I love Slivers. We opened some Slivers last week. Duress is still a playable card. I don't have it in my deck. I mean, that guy, I guess, could be. It really annoyed someone who's playing green. The 4/3 is playable. I mean, the Fortress Grab's technically playable. I don't think I want this wall. I don't like this wall. I'd rather have Duress. And I put something else in my deck, and I don't even know what I put in it. I put that stupid thing that brings spells back in the deck. No. Out. It does bring back Duress. It does bring back Grasp of Darkness. So that gives us a couple ones, a lot of twos. Get that keyword in there, guys. Modern Horizon keyword. Modern Horizon keyword. Spam it. You done it twice? You done it 4 times? You done it 10 times yet? Do it. Yeah, I don't know about this counterspell. And it's like stuck on my screen now. Okay. I hate counterspells unlimited. Unless I got enough. As I said, like, I mean, I understand what you're saying. It's not bad, but I don't know how to explain it to you. I always draw counterspells on like the turn I'm about to die. It's like guaranteed. And I know that's who made up magical whatever hoo-ha, you know, but like it's literally how it goes for me. I'm gonna roll with this deck. I'll put this way. Bear, you are won the giveaway. Bear won the giveaway. We can send this to you right in the mail, Bear. They'll contact you or like that unless you want someone to open it. I could open it for you if you want to open. But either way, we're going to get it sent to you. These guys will contact you and get you all set up. Let us know. All right, I'm going to run with this deck. If I get a couple losses, I might come back to the counterspell. I'll make that. If I lose if 2 of the first 3 games I lose, I'll put the counterspell in the deck. I'm an idiot. I'll put it in the deck, and then it'll probably be like the best card ever. Crack it? We can do that. Let me finish this. We'll crack after this first game. So I'm already jumping in a game here. So we'll go to the first game, and before our second game, we're going to make sure to crack this pack for Bear. All right? We have 1,000,000 lands and an opt. I don't hate a lot of lands. The opt is pretty helpful. I don't hate this hand. I know it's kind of slow, but we're going to draw an action card, and we have an opt. We're going to go. We're not even going to wait. We're just going to opt right now. We're going to see what they're going to do. And I am fine with this guy staying right on the top. Thank you very much. Give me that guy. Perfect. So we're going to play a Shrine on turn 2, go into our Wave and End Mage on turn 3. We got Sleep Paralysis if they got a flyer back. We'll drop our Shrine. We're starting to get some drains. In life and games life, X number of the shrines you control. So we got our path to victory. They are also playing black and blue. And they have the Phantom. Well, that's pretty good. We'll drop our bird out. So they have their pumper for spirits, and I have my 2/2 guy, which can get pumped if I play an instant or a sorcery spell. And they have white, so they're going 3 colors. So they're probably playing a lot of spirits or flyers or whatever. One of these colors probably is less prevalent than the other. Let's feed our bear here. He's hungry. And we got the tomb. All right, so I don't actually mind using this on that flying guy. It's going to be really tricky for us to deal with that. So we're going to tap that sucker, get in there or 2, keep our flying superiority, and keep draining. So keep the guy flying. It still makes his spirits +1/+1. So that's something we may have to deal with. This makes a bat. Whenever 1 or more creature cards leave your graveyard. So he wants to bring stuff back. So he's got a Snapping Drake. He's going to drain for 1. So we're going to come on in. We're willing to trade and play our Gravedigger to get our guy back. Now, will they want to trade? That's the question. I don't know. They're thinking. They're like, how can I make my guy a spirit? He'll block. Sure. We'll Gravedigger back our guy. I wish we would have gotten a second Gravedigger. It's always good. Take the action. And we got our mage back. We're draining away. They're playing a bunch of lands. They have some pretty good things coming, I'm sure. They're dropped out the 5 mana, 5 power guy. We have drawn another land, which is not good at all. We will drop our flyer, and we will pass our turn. The Gearsmith. Which isn't a bad card. It's slow, but it's not a bad card. It's slow. 5 mana. My question is he going to be making bats here? Is he going to smash me this turn? I'll gladly trade with you. I have 5 free. Face Fetters. Face Fetters is a good card. I don't know if I want to play this race anymore. I don't know about 5 versus 2. Millstone? Interesting. I'm not going to block. I'm going to have to do this race. It's really 3 because of the shrine. We got to stop drawing lands, like, tomorrow. It's pretty bad. Okay. So we got 3, 6, 9. We got 9 of our 17 lands right now, which is pretty nice. 1, 2, 3, 4 spells. So we are pretty highly bound to draw a thing. Baron. It returns Gravedigger to my hand. He needs to put that guy out so he can draw cards with the Millstone. So we can't Gravedigger anything. We drew another land? Boo! Alright, sure. We won't play Gravedigger. You win this round. We could have played Gravedigger just to block their Baron. I'll give it 1 run. See what we draw next turn. If we draw like a Bone Splinters, we could Bone Splinters our Wind Mage, sacrifice it, and then bring the Gravedigger, bring the Wing Mage back. And I think because we have like a billion mana, we could all do it all in 1 turn. We could. We play a land, we could do it all. So we're going to take 7 this time. We're going to go to 9, but we're going to drain 1 back. Sure. I'm going to draw a card. You got it. What did we lose? We lost no creatures. So they millstoned us. And we didn't get a creature for our Gravedigger. That would have been awesome. Could you imagine? They mill us into like something pretty useful for a creature. Frostlinks. Lock up their guy. Unsummon. Sure. Sure. I'm going to play this guy. There's nothing that stops him for whatever. Just whatever. Okay. And just in case I draw something, whatever. So I'm going to drop the Wind Mage. The Wind Mage can trade with this 2/2 guy, and then we can play the Gravedigger and bring it back. We're just building some gradual advantage back until we find one of our removal spells or one of our cards to lock up the Guardian. Another Sleep Paralysis, or even things that do it for like a turn, like a Frostbite or whatever. Nonsense. That's an interesting idea. I've never thought about that. That would actually be kind of neat. All right, so they gave us our 3/4 flyer. I'm still going to trade. And that's a 5 mana. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have the land, so we can play Gravedigger. We got a Drain guy, too. We can play Gravedigger, bring back the 3/4 flyer. Play the 3/4 flyer. All right. Don't call it a comeback. We're just trying to stay alive. That is a good card. They got the Millstone. They're coming in. We're going to double block. They're going to mill us. We're going to lose our Frostbite. We're going to double block. They're going to probably kill the flyer, and that's fine. We'll accept this. We're going to try and bring some lifelink back to the action here. Drain some life back. And we're done. So he's a 1/4 flying lifelink. He has to gain a bunch of life, and he gets a drain. He just drew a land, so he has nothing but Millstone. So he's grinding away Millstone, trying to get us whatever. We don't have anything on our graveyard that does anything that comes back. Oh, man, Commander would be sick. So he's attacking with a 1/4. I can block, and he has no effects. Sure. Done. We'll attack with our squad. And then drop our thing. I think we're turning this around. I think we're in a really good spot right now. Really good spot. Unless he draws something that, like a land. Okay, we're good. I think we're good. We got this. So if we attack with everything, the most you can gain is 1 life. And he just concedes. We pulled it out. We fell behind pretty bad. The fact that they millstoned us gave us our 3/4. So that 3/4 right there allowed us to kill the 5/5. If they hadn't done that, we only have the Wind Mage and the Gravedigger. We couldn't have killed their 5 defense creature. So them millstoning us gave us the win there. Boom, we got it. All right, Bear, let's go to this camera here. We're going to open your pack, Bear. We'll get it sent out to you. So we got this Modern Horizons pack. We like breaking packs here. We did it all last week. I don't know. What kind of cards you looking for, Bear? What would excite you? Before we get into it. Woo! Everything excites Bear. Bam. Do you like illusion tokens? We got our filler. We got our land. Ranger Captain of Eos. There we go. It's a pretty good white card. Brings back creatures, and it can make it so your opponents can't cast non-creature spells this turn. Not a bad card. It's weird that it's not a legendary creature, but scale up. We got Dismantling Blow. It's a good card. Especially in Commander. Ruination Rider. We got a Gambit. Marassa Behemoth. A Mind Rake. Mana War, which we wish we had in this draft. Knight of Old Benalia, which suspends. It's a big old knight. A Headless Spectre, which we would have taken in this draft as well. A Treetop Ambusher. Here's our sliver. We get it. We did it, guys. We got a sliver. Phantasmal Form. And a Bogarden Dragonheart. That's a nice mythic. Good pull. All right, Bear. I'll put this in the pack. We'll get this shipped out to you. I'm sure the guys have your information. But they'll get it. Let's play game 2. Where'd my mouse go? I lost it. We pulled out the first game. Somehow we fell behind, and now we pulled it out. As I said, we wouldn't have won that. We don't win that game, I think. I mean, maybe we come back, but it's not the same. The fact that they millstoned our guy into the graveyard. I think they just started millstoning us because they didn't have anything else to do. And idly, that millstone actually did whatever. I mean, there's a lot of things. It was really weird that they were millstoning us because they put Gravedigger in our hand and I didn't replay it. So they should know that I have the possibility to bring something back from the graveyard. At that point, that I'm not saying using a millstone is bad, but I'm using the millstone when I have Gravedigger in hand. Yeah, you got it, Bear. For sure. Sliver boy. Nonsense with the truth. In Who 22. We got Sleep Paralysis, our Elemental, our Drainer, and whatever. So our hand's kind of heavy. We're going, opponent goes first, we're drawing. I'll keep this. We still get we're only 1 man away from most of our, well, not 2 men away from most of our things, but like, I feel like we have good action here. And we drew a land to start, so I feel like we're really strong. We can definitely play our Drainer on turn 3 into our Sleep Paralysis if there's something in the way. Or something crazy they put out. They're going to play a white creature. It's a 3-1. Okay, so we have all the mana in the world. We have done it. We're the best. And they've got their 3-1 hammer they're going to try and smash our face with. Our unicorn. Unicorns. Mythical creatures. Is that bear ate yet? No, dude, you need to eat. You're hungry. They play a blue-red temple. So they're either playing white-blue or white-red. They might be playing red-white-blue, but I think that's unlikely. So we'll drop our drain. Hit him for a point. Make that 3-1 feel like a 2-1 for a turn. And get us a flyer. So they played a green land. So I don't know if this is a whole lot of colors or if they're just playing the scry land for the scry effect. They might be doing just that for the scry effect. They're going to play 1-3 flyer. That's not exactly helpful to what we're trying to do here. It would tempt me to block to trade. The 1-3 flyer we're going to build up to our guy here. Hello, friends. I'm going to block. I'm trade. What's up? All right, so we're not going to sleep paralysis that guy. We're going to wait a turn, but next turn we're going to be playing. Yeah. No, I know. I don't want to play sleep paralysis. We're going to be playing a 3-4 flyer, which they have to pay extra to target it. But it's 3-4 flyer. It's way better than their guy. I don't know how many colors they're trying to play here, what they're trying to do. I think that's just in there for scrying. What's up, Turtle? I have been playing a little bit. I won the first game, so it's going. They gave us a gift, though. Gift of Paradise. Speaking of gifts. So we got a duress. We're not going to play it yet, but it's getting to the point where we want to play it because there's a lot of action and not a lot of things going on over there. We're going to drop our 3/4 out. And then we can follow it next turn where the guy is going to shoot him for 2. Gives us a 3/3 guy. It shoots him to 2. And we can dress. Like, can we actually do both in the turn? We know we don't have 3 swamps, so we can only do 1. But 3/4 should put, could put into this, depending if they have a trick. So now they have 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. And they're going to come out with Pride Malkin, big old cat. To give their bird a little bigger. They're going to attack with the bird. They have 2 mana available. I'm going to take it instead of blocking because I want to use the duress first. Or sleep paralysis. You know what? I don't mind sleep paralysis in that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 6 mana. We got these 2 potentially in the same turn. I don't need to sleep paralysis now. I can duress first. Or I can shoot 2 first. I think the 2 is going to be better later. I can shoot 2. A lot of choices here. I can duress and sleep paralysis. But then I can't do these 2 next turn. We'll do the duress. I really want to see what's going on over here. So, Colossal Majesty, they didn't have anything. So they attacked blindly into our flyer guy and we could have just blocked. Which would have done nothing. So we'll take their card. And then, 3/7 Vigilance is pretty strong. The Angel. Do I not want to use sleep paralysis now? That Vigilance guy is really big. I'm going to wait. I think that's the right move here. Good boy, Struit. That cat getting it on, dude. I don't care. It's out of control. Crypt Lurker. Angel. It's going to drop the Lurker and throw away probably a card. It's going to throw away the Angel. Drop a Scoured Band. It has cards of every color. So we got our drain land, which isn't really helpful when we have all these things. It does kill their Strut guy. We get to build our board a little bit more. I don't mind playing the land. We're gonna fire off, kill the cat. Do I want to attack for 3 here? Get them to 20. They got the Vigilant guy. I think they're gonna tap out, play Vigilant guy. And they're left with 2/3. We're left with a 2/2. I think we just hold. We're going defensive here. We're trying to build. I know. I'm sad. It was a cat. But let's be fair. That was probably the grumpy cat. He was just like doing his grumpy thing or whatever like that. We don't need that. Not one bit. It's weird. If we all this land and like if we had an extra swamp, we'd be able to play 2 spells on a turn. I'm holding the Sleeping House. So here's the Vigilance guy. We're gonna put that guy right to sleep. He's tired. You can look at him. He is exhausted. Interesting. They don't want us to do that. I'm gonna set up for the big whatever. So we're gonna hit this up. We're gonna drop our Child of Night. And this guy can be blocked by whites, but it has a 3/4, so that doesn't matter for us. I'm getting more tempted to attack here. I'll still wait. We're going to set for a 4-point drain. That's why I wanted to attack, because I think we can turn the aggression here. Okay, so they have a Dragon's Horde. When it's on the battlefield, they put a gold counter, move a gold counter from it to draw a card, and you can add 1 mana of any color. And then we got a Griffin Protect on the flyer. So we drew this is a great card with our guy. So we have 1, 2, and 5, 7 lands. We can't do both in one turn. We can do the Shrine and this guy. So we can play this, breed out a token. So we're going to set up for like a giant 5-point drain here. It's not drain. It's just a direct damage to them, right? We're not going to tackle anything. We're going to continue to hold back on defense, doing whatever. And then we're going to drop this guy next turn, potentially, and hit them for 5. Okay, we drew grass, which is pretty good. I still am going to go with this plan. So I'm going to ping, shoot for 5. And then next turn, we're going to potentially, depending on what they do, I mean, they have a lot of lands, and they're not playing these cards. And they have an any color mana source, which is really weird. Just look at the waifus and nod. Troll and Toad, how I knows Magic at Hall. That's not good. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm pressing buttons, and look at us go. All right, so they got the 4-2 guy. 4-2 guy's not bad. Draws a card, comes into play. They're going to pump their Griffin for a turn. They play Rejuvenator, try and get another guy. They're going to pump their Griffin up real big. So what they're trying to tell us is the Griffin is good, but the Griffin needs them to do a lot of effects. It only gets that until on a turn. So they're trying to come in for whatever. We could chump block. I'm fine with just taking the damage here. That's only like 4 turns with our Shrine. So we won't block. That takes another flyer out of the thing. Neither of these guys have reach. So they have 1 card left. I have 0 issues with grasping the Griffin and starting to get some air superiority here. So we're going to go next. We're going to come in. We're going to come in. We're going to come in with those 2 creatures. Get them down to 11. So now we're winning the damage race slightly, but I feel like we're in an advantageous position because we have the bigger guy for flying. We have a giant ground force. We have an evasion creature that doesn't want to do evading right now. 3 or more life disturb. Oh, yeah. That guy. He's going to do some gold counters and draw some cards. They're going to come in with a 3-4. I am fine with this trade. I was going to come with this 3-4. I don't mind trading this thing up a little bit. I have plenty of ground guys that can just die. They're going to send this in. So maybe they drew a flying creature? No. Interesting. We're going to tackle our 2 creatures that fly. Let's see what they have in their hand, if they have anything. It's hard for me to think. I mean, maybe they just thought they were still the aggressor, but I think it's turned. I don't know why. I attacked the wrong creature. There you go. We did it, guys. My opponent was right. That probably just messed with him. What is this guy doing over there? Well, I can't make that mistake again. You used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! All the time. You hardly know it. Listen, people attack with all their creatures, and then you activate a Mirror Force. That's how you play Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you don't have a Mirror Force, you Torrential Tribute. You don't even have to know what they're doing. Just kill their things, and you're fine. Well, we didn't attack with our flyer, so we didn't get the extra damage in. So that puts, instead of 6, we're at 7. They're going to come in with the 3-4. They keep trying to fake out that 3-4. This 4-2 is blocking the Child Knight. I don't care. Sure. Gladly do that. Give me some life. Chandra's Incarnate. Or Incinerate, I'm sorry. That's a good card. But it does not fly. So we got a sleep paralysis. I think that means we win. So we're going to tag their dude. We're going to come in with our flying squad of this creature, this creature, this creature. That's 6 to the dome, and we got it. Magic Cylinder. When they build up a big creature in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like some ridiculous powerful thing, and they come at you, you hit them with a Magic Cylinder. They want to try and hit you real hard? You need Ghost Ogre before you play things? Probably. I like all the hand cards. All right, we got a little bit of action. It's 2:58, just about 3 o'clock. I assume we are going to do a drawing for store credit, right? We have 2 drawings today. For store credit, we did our Modern Horizons pack, which Bear got, so we're going to do our drawing for store credit now. So let's jump into that. Drawing, yeah. Whatever, random drawing. We'll get a little bucket. I'll put names in it, and we'll pull it out and everything like that. They'll let you know in the chat what you do. Dude, I am going to draw pictures of the cards in my deck. If you guys want to see some bad art, that's what you need. Bucket time. But yeah, we have a giveaway. I guess that's the correct term. Not a drawing, a giveaway. But those guys will let you know in just a moment. That'll be for some store credit, I believe. I am not artistically talented. I am very poor. So the only drawing I do is in card games. Specifically drawing 2 and drawing 4 in Uno. Web credit is the keyword. Type web credit in the chat. Web credit's the keyword. Throw it in the chat. Get in there. Spam, spam, spam. If you're just hanging out and chilling with us, throw it in there. Try and get yourself some free credit. I like giving out free stuff. Let's feed the bear. He's hungry. There he goes. Nice white coat. Fur's looking good, baby. We got our child of night swinging. Throw that web credit in there. Feed the bear. We got a drainer. We got a pinger. We got a sleep paralysis. And they played a 1-3 lifelink. So they ruined our ground attack. That's okay. We drew our Gravedigger. We like that. And we're going to do our draining flyer guy. I will block with both. I have Gravedigger. Gravedigger is great because it just makes you feel like you can do anything. Make sure you get those names in there. Web credit for the drawing. Oh, hang on. Hang on. We're going off over here. Giving our guy flying? What are they doing? They're going to build an army off this thing. They only had 2 lands, so they did it to draw a card. So we can ping. We attack with both. Whatever they block, we can ping their guy gone. I'm fine with this. Once again, I have Gravedigger. So we're sending both our guys in and come in for the damage. They won't block. What? Okay. I'll play a shrine. They're like, we're riding this chaplain all the way to the party. Take the phone with you. Web credit, baby. Pipe in the chat. Web credit, even if you're chilling out. Look at they're building this guy. Knight's Pledge. Okay, that guy, he's looking sleepy. I'm not going to lie. He's looking kind of tired. He's so tired. So tired. Gotta go to sleep. Sleepy, sleep, sleep. Good night, buddy. At least that creature. This is when they play Disenchant and wreck us. Disenchant, another Knight's Pledge. They just go off, build this thing up to 35 power. Only way out's drawing Bone Splinters. Vigilance, when it dies, gets a +1 counter or something. All right. It's a 3/2. We could drop the axe. I don't mind trading these guys. It puts a +1 counter. Another creature. I don't mind playing the axe and equipping the axe to the flyer. Pick up the axe. Let's go. I'll attack. I'll trade here. It's fine. They are a little bit hurt on mana. We are going to keep trying to smash. I mean, they're down to 8. We got our shrine to drain, and we got a big old flyer. They might find a way to deal with something, or if maybe they're short on mana and they just can't, whatever, but we're going to apply as much pressure as we can while we can. So playing Defiant Strike to draw a card, so they just need mana really bad. But they got to land. So come back in. They're going to fight our guy and kill it off. So there they go. They're trying to do something. This is actually a pretty decent card here, the Mare. I like the Gravedigger get back my Drainer. I mean, the Mare can come in, but it might kill a creature at some point, so yeah, give back my creature. I think Panda's trying to save up to eventually just buy us out of everything. 2/3. We got a bug going on over here. Okay, so I'm gonna drop our 3/4 flyer. No tax. We can equip that up, tack for 5, and drain, so we can win in potentially 2 turns after they gain that life. Thanks to Rabid Bite. They do have this to try and they're definitely an aura deck. Blanchwood Armor. Whoa. Whoa. We don't need to block yet. We have a lot of life. He just conceded when we didn't block. With 28 life. Eventually, Gravedigger doesn't mind getting in the dirt. That's what a guy like that does. I just realized what I said. Legend Gamer _ 267 won the drawing. Legend Gamer. Congratulations on winning the drawing. The store credit, they'll hook you up. These guys will be in contact. All right, let's keep rolling these games. Legend Gamer got in there and got it. Congratulations. So they got hosed on mana game. Looks like they had a pretty mean enchantment deck. Aura deck. And a lot of those things like the Satyr guy were going around really late. That card tabled the Satyr green-white creature. So they probably had a pretty decent little deck, but they didn't get mana, which was our advantage. We kept the pressure up. And I like hands like this. This looks kind of like our last game with a slow drain guy. This guy's kind of bad in our hand, but we're okay with one bad card. We're going to go Child of the Night early on. It'll probably die to something, but that's okay. It gains us some life back, and if they don't do anything, it does things. Or, maybe it's just going to gain some life as we tack into this giant wall. Well, giant compared to Child of the Night. That's okay. The wall sacrifice to draw a card. Let's see if they play something else. I don't mind gaining a couple life right here. Black. Black, green. 1/2. Gain life. Oh, right. I don't know if I want to attack with this. I thought it's too early to throw that away. That 1/2 is not that exciting. He already did their job of gaining the 3 life, so throwing our Child Knight at that seems a little weird. This card cost 1 million mana to activate, but never know. Okay, so they've made their wall into a 2/3. And if it dies, draw cards. So they're going to sack it and draw a bunch of cards, potentially? You get a pinger. You could shoot them and get a 3/3. It's not necessarily a bad plan. They did not play a land. This is important. I will shoot them. I want the 3/3. I have a sleep paralysis, and getting another guy in the field is good for our guy that does damage to him. I'm going to let them take their turn. If they don't draw land, they're probably going to sack their wall to draw 2 cards. They did draw land, so they didn't sack the wall then. They still might. Nope, they're going to go... Oh, they have Rejuvenator, so they're going to go find a land. There they go. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get back in the game, back in the motion of things. So we can attack with 3/3. They can block with a wall and something else. They can block with these 2 guys. Only kill 1 thing, but they wouldn't be able to draw 2 cards then. They still get to draw 1 card. And we lose our 3/3. I don't mind firing off on them. We're playing another 3/3. Yeah, I'll do that trade. If they want to do that, I'll take a card away from them potentially they can have. They may not even do that trade. That 1 card is probably fairly relevant, especially if they could throw Rejuvenator or just take the damage. But they might block. They'll take it. Thanks. Overgrowth Elemental. Put +1 on another target elemental control. Whenever creature control gets +1. They have another elemental? Oh, that thing's elemental. Okay. Alright. We might get to the point where we're going to use this dude. How much does it cost again? 1 million? A black and 5? Is that black and 5 or black and 3? It's 1 million. Don't want to duress here. I kind of want to see them play more before I do any other effects. They're doing enough now. It's starting to get kind of annoying. Scythe. Yeah. So it gets a counter on it, and it gives creature plus one for each counter on it, and whenever your creature dies, you put another counter on it. So it builds up to get bigger and bigger. So he's going to throw it on his guy to make it a 2/2, because he wants that creature to die. However, we got a 1/3 that'll block it all day. We're going to drain. Boom. We'll play this with duress. We'll see what else they got cooking over here. They have a Moldavine Reclamation, which we'll definitely take. They have a Cavalier of Night. That's very good. A Thrashing Bronagon and a Placor. Okay, we don't like the hand. We need them to not draw lands ever again. Never again draw lands. They're going to play a pinger. They're probably going to kill a Child Knight. Cool. Yup. Sure. You did it. Drain. Drain guy's doing the job. We got a Bone Splinter, so we have two ways to deal with their big cards they have in hand, which is important. Our ground force right now is going to hold off their ground force. They're getting to the point, though. Wow, that was bad. They drew land. So they still need another land for the Cavalier. They can play a Thrasher. They've been able to play Thrashing Bronagon the whole time, so they're going to. And the Blocker Worm, they're one land away, and that's going to gain them 7 life. So that's huge. That is huge. I'm going to send their 2/2 in. They're just trying to make this thing bigger. I'm going to block with my 1/3. Sure. And I'll drain. So that guy's job is drain, drain, drain. Okay, we'll keep pulling our cards. The 3/4 Bronagon does make it a little bit more interesting, but I'm still not playing anything. I think here's when they're going to draw cards. I really do. Every time I see Battle Styles, I just want to say, Oppa Gundam style. 16,000 cards. Sure. So I really don't want them to draw a swamp. They just drew a ton of cards. They're probably going to be able to play it. So they're going to play our Cavalier. For those of you who don't know what Cavalier does, it's a 4/5 lifelink, which is a problem. When it's battlefield, you can sacrifice another creature. When you do, destroy target creature and opponent controls. And when he dies, return to her creature card with command cost 3 less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Pretty strong card. It's going to come in. It's going to try and target something. Sure. What's going to target? Well, they may not sack a creature. They're going to sack a creature, put a counter on their tool. And they're targeting our drainer. So we're going to drain them. So this is going to bring the Rejuvenator back or the wall. We haven't really drawn flyers this game. They're going to make a 6/7 Cavalier. That's fantastic. It's also very, very sleepy. They're going to attack with a whole bunch of their guys. They feel like they're on the aggression right now. We're going to kill off the Brontodon while they're tapped out. They get to kill any one of these creatures they wish. I really hope they kill that one, but they didn't. So we can bring back a Gravedigger later, potentially do things. So then the guy's going to get real tired. Go to sleep. We don't have enough mana to play a land and do whatever. So we can kind of just chill back on our guy and wait for Palaka Worm, which we'll probably be trying to Bone Splinter. So if we draw the Thopter creature, the shiny Doom, the shiny Houndoom. Palaka gain 7. They're going to come in with their creatures again. This guy's already done their damage. I will take... I guess the elemental guy has more chance to do something. I'm going to take 3/3. So if we don't... We need to draw something. That was not what we want to draw. So I'm going to have to play my guy and Bone Splinter it, which would have happened either way. Can we live a turn? We play this and do nothing. Try and draw another card with Bone Splinter. Take 7 to the dome. Yep, I'm going to wait a turn, which might lose the game, but they've had 2 pretty big creatures in a row. And, yep, sure. Oh, I think we're dead anyway. Well, yeah, we were real dead. So apparently I should have Bone Splintered, and it wouldn't matter. We would have lost in turns anyway, because they would have just equipped us on something else attacks for 2 turns. So we lost that game. We did not win that one. Too much good. Too much good. Maybe should have Bone Splintered the Cavalier. I don't know. We really wanted to draw another creature, too, that did something, a trigger effect. And then we could just throw it away. So we'll play one more game of this, and then we're going to take a look at some Strixhaven stuff that they spoiled today and stuff like that. Because I think yesterday was the first day of spoilers, so they've had 2 days of spoilers. We're going to take a look at some of those cards that's thrown out there and have a little chat about what's going on with this Strixhaven set. Even though we just had Time Spiral Remastered. Still going to keep buying things. We got our Drainer. We got a Gravedigger for our Drainer. We got a Frost Breath and a Murderer's Axe. So it looks like we're all about our 2-2. I'm fine with it. We're going first. We're going to jump in. That was a good game, the last game. That was a crazy game, actually. I felt good for a while. They didn't have land, and they started to get their lands, and then, boy, oh boy, when they got the lands, it was a problem. They had a good deck. We'll go 2 swamps. Throw our axe. Let me ask you a question. Which college I'm liking? For, like, the NCAAs? I mean, at the beginning, I thought that Baylor's, like, the team, so... A lot of people like Gonzaga and stuff like that, but I thought Baylor was good. Now, I don't know if anything's happened. Honestly, I didn't even look yesterday to see if any NCAA stuff happened or today. Oh, Strixhaven. Yeah. Nice. Played a Wind Mage. Well, their guy needs to slow down. It's tired. We don't mind trading. We do have Gravedigger. They're playing blue and red, though, so they're going to have removal spells. Gravedigger is even more valuable in these types of matchups. I remember the name of all the college things they're doing for Strixhaven. Whoa! They're coming in hot on the 3/3 haster. We got a Grasp of Darkness. We got a Wind Mage. We got a Frost Breath. Are we playing like a Rochambeau here? Like, what are we doing? I think I play this, and then potentially next turn, when they sit back to whatever with their flyer, they may not. We might just be playing, let's hit each other as hard as we can. I got a Grasp of Darkness and a Frost Breath. I got 2 Turn the Tide types items. Now, they might try to attack, thinking we're going to block their Wind Mage with our Wind Mage, and they're going to play some instant, like a shock on our other creature. And we're not going to do that. They played a 3/2 flying. Well, not always flying. Sometimes flying. So we can equip one of our flyers and grasp their flyer, or we can try and tap 2 dudes up, but not play another spell. I don't actually, you know what? I'm fine with doing this. It's going to pump our dude. We're going to equip onto this dude. And we're going to attack with these dudes. And get some pretty serious aggro in there. Why didn't they attack? I clicked it. What the heck? Apparently I didn't click it. Boo! Jeremy suck. All right. Gonna mess with him. Battlefield. Sure. They're like, if you're going to play that bad, fine. Thinking. I got them all screwed up in the head now. If we draw a land, yeah, I'm just going aggro. Screw this. Lock your dudes up. Can't believe an attack. Should be dead. I think we're still fine, but that was terrible. I mean, I swear I went over there and clicked. What college am I thinking? What are all the colleges in there? I don't even remember. You know, it's funny. I looked at it like a week ago. And then Time Spawner Master comes out, and I forget. Forget everything's going on. You're going to attack with this guy because he doesn't fly in the blocking. Unless he wants to hold it back and play a flyer because he wants to block the Frostlinks. Sure. It's got to have a spell. Sure. We're attacking. Play your spell, and I'll drain you for 1. Unless your spell kills both my creatures. I'm going to get you. Look at that shock. Bam! Look at that beautiful bean footage. Put you to 1. You know I have... Okay. I was going to say, he knows I have the guy in my hand. So we can play Drain Guy and Drain Guy for his whatever. So this will put... If we draw a land, it's lethal as it is. Because the 1/3. So that'll drain, and we'll put this guy out. So if we draw a land, we can just activate the effect to kill them. And then we have a flying creature. They'll have a flying creature, though. We do have our Gravedigger. We do have our Mare. Still feel like I'm in the driver's seat. They have things. I mean, you know, we're not in the clear yet. Lorehole, Condrix. Oh yeah. I kind of like the Witherbloom idea. I'm still waiting to see more stuff with it, but I like the Witherbloom idea. It intrigues me. Let's just put it that way. Opponent has to literally think. They have a second Chandra's Outrage. Interesting. They're going click, 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 click. They don't know. I kind of want to block that. Second Chandra's Outrage was huge. Back-to-back Outrage is pretty big. I think I want to block it. And Gravedigger back my Drainer. They don't know what they want to do. I can draw Bone Splinters. I can draw a Sleep Spell. Take it. We could lose the game from this. We drew Sleep Spell. I mean, if the other card in their hands is Shock, we'll say good game as well. That was a really good game. Whew. Pulled out a good one. That was a tight game. Ranking up. That was a close game. Double Chandra, back-to-back Chandra's Outrage was huge. Killing our guys and then taking 2 to us. That put them back on the offensive. We got some rewards. Bam. We got a Burning Rune Demon, baby. Here, have that beautiful card. So we've gotten a couple wins. We got 1 loss so far. I mean, we still have a decent amount of time. We're going to try and squeeze 1 more in. So I only need about 15, 20 minutes to kind of look over some of our spoils. So we're going to try and squeeze 1 more game in here real quick. These games are going fast, and that's the advantage of a core set draft is that while there is tricks and a lot of combat play, as you can see, there's a little bit of a simplicity to it too. So sometimes trying to set up certain combinations of cards and stuff like that doesn't take as many different things from your deck. So there's a lot more straightforwardness and games can go a little faster, I feel, personally. Whether that faster is 10, 20 seconds more per game, I don't know. But that was a pretty tight game. We took a chance. As I said, we had sleep. We had a couple different cards we could draw that could get us out of that situation. We got a Geist. We got the drain. Oh, I mean, look at this. We got a nice curve. We got the Strike Geist into our Vampire into our Drain Shrine with a rule spell. We need a double black for the rule spell. Opponent goes first, so we get to draw a card. Not the card we just opened. No. I wish. We'd play that demon. It'd be sweet. At least in this. We don't have anything really big and crazy. The biggest thing I have is that 3/4, right? Yeah, the biggest thing I have in the deck is the 3/4 creature. 3/4 flyer. I don't think we have that many spirits. I think we have a couple spirits, though. Is that a spirit? Nope, it's a cat. Well, I know it's a cat. I know it's a cat spirit. We'll play our 2/2. And then we're going to follow it up next turn probably with our Drain guy. I assume. And maybe Frost Links. If it depends if they play. I don't know they're going to play on turn 3. They're going to fire it off. Get out of here. All right. They incinerated it. Or whatever that card basically is. I draw a card. I'm still going to play my Drain guy. Drain guy. We're set up pretty good. We have our deck, second black mana for our Grasp, so every card in our hand is currently a live card when we need it. So this one draws a card, taps for mana, 2/2 guy. It's awesome. I mean, let's think of this. This card's not bad in general, but unlike Limited, where it draws a card, taps for mana, 2/2 creature for 3. You know, one of the cards we had earlier, I was going to make the deck, but it was a 2/3 for 3. It's all it did. This thing's way better. And a gift into Daggerback. Death Toucher. We don't like the Death Touch guy. So we can freeze up a guy. Drop our Shrine. I'm going to drop the Shrine. I'm going to wait to see what else they got going on here before I play any of these other spells. Let them develop a little bit. Because if I played the Lynx, I'd probably tap the mana guy. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana as it is. If they play a Pollock Worm this turn, I was stupid. I learned my lesson. They played a Dragon Mage. Okay. We cannot kill that with Grasp of Darkness. We need to put that to sleep. It looks like a tired dragon. Dragons like to rest on their gold. I'm assuming he's going to attack with that guy. There's no reason not to. I will tap it for a turn. All right, we'll Lynx for a turn the Dragon Mage. So they don't get the new hand. And get 5 to us. And we'll attack for 2. We're not really setting up for... We're setting up for still having problems down the road. But we can do a combat trick where we can block and -4/- for their guy or whatever. I mean, I guess each player gets to get a new hand, but I don't necessarily want to know if I want a 5/5, whatever. We haven't fed our bear yet. We're going to feed the bear. The bear gets fed over here. We take care of our animals over here at Troll and Toad. We keep them in the cages. No, I'm just kidding. They're going to shoot our dude. Well, there goes the Dragon Mage trick we're talking about. Boo. And a Dilgofasaur. More Death Touch than your body has room for. I don't want to block here. Because if I draw Bone Splinters, it'll feel terrible. Sleepy. All right, Dragon. Wait a minute. Cancel. Play Island. Play Sleep. Sleepy Dragon. Okay. I'm feeling like we're doing all right. We're not winning. We're not even close to doing anything. But, you know, we're surviving. This guy gets really big when it attacks, but it's going to get really small when I target it with Grasp of Darkness. So, maybe could have done it last turn when they didn't have mana to do anything. We'll find out. But they're going to attack, and that's going to become trigger, and then I'll target it to give it -4/- on the turn. I guess if they Titanic Growth or something, it's going to feel awkward, but they played it last turn. They still had mana to play Titanic Growth, so they could have played it then. They're going to pass the turn. Okay, there we go. Target. If you drew Titanic Growth, you're the best. I am going to kill Death Touch Creature. All right. Ideal world we're living in. We want to draw Gravedigger. Or the 3/4. Playing a 4/2 cat. That must be blocked by our Child of Night. That's fine. Not exciting. Once again, we're kind of finding a little bit behind. Gravedigger would help us get a little card back, a little drawing back. And they have just action. Oh, that card's fine. 3/3. Shoots things for 3. It's a fine creature right now, and your opponent doesn't have creatures. And then we got a Pinger. Can we utilize the Pinger to do anything special right now? No. We can play it. Shoot them. Sure. And your turn. Kelly's back. We're going to take our 3/3 to the face. We hate it, but that guy's mean. Oh my gosh, they drew a 6/6. They didn't have that last turn either. This is bad. Looking bad this game. Looking pretty rough. We're about to take a lot. This is going to hurt. We need to draw a good action card. I drew another thing. We drew the Drainer. So now we can team block some stuff. We're going to gain some life back. This is a losing proposition for us, but it's kind of what we have to do. So if he attacks with everything, he can't kill everything. We might be left with just our Drainer. He's going to attack with all the guys. This is trample. Are we dead? I think if he attacks everything, we're definitely dead. Right? No, he didn't attack with everything. Why? Why didn't he attack with everything? I was going to kill. Okay, he just waited. He attacked and then used the effect. Gotcha. Okay, so I still think we're in trouble. He killed our lifelink guy. If the pitch burn dies, we're basically dead. We're basically dead. That's pretty much what's going on right now. Sure. We're dead. We did it. We died. Yay, us. No. Big red green creatures. All right. So we now have 2 losses. We've got a couple wins, though. So we'll take what we got so far. It's a good start. I don't know how long the core thing lasts, so I don't know if we'll be able to continue this next week or not. But, you know, we got a couple wins. Man, I only need 15 minutes for that thing. We're going to go in our game. We're going to try and get this done. Let's lose a game real quick, guys. Help me. Help me lose. First turn, don't play a land. Done. Good move. We need about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or whatever like that to look over some Strixhaven spoilers and stuff about that. Talk about some of our schools, because I'm getting schooled by Panda on what schools are. And then, you know, talk about these Strixhaven treasure cards where things are banned and it's all kinds of weirdness. And they're coming out with cards in the set that are in the set, and they're going to start banned in Standard. I think one of them's Demonic Tutor. So they're going to reprint Demonic Tutor in a Standard set, not a Commander set. And it's going to start banned. Does that mean it's banned in Modern? It's going to get banned in Modern, too. There's no way they're going to let Demonic Tutor be legal in other formats. Names, I just want the white and black mana cards and make them be more angels. Yeah! We like angels. Codename Bryce. What's up, Bryce? We don't know Bryce, but, you know, I'm sure he's nice. Whoa. Quick game. Draw. Thing failed to load to do whatever. We got it. Is it? I think they're more common than the masterpieces, aren't they, Faints? Like they look like it, but I thought they were like way easier to get. Collector's boxes, huh? Holy swamps. The mystical arc comes whenever. And like one of the things I don't know yet. Oh, this I've never seen this background. Maybe I have. I just never noticed it. That's cool. I don't like dressing turn one. I'm still gonna. All right, we'll try and mess with them a little bit. They have a Village Rites. Trying to do some cards. A Swift Response, which we don't like. And they're kind of slow. Yeah, they look like they're masterpiece cards. When I first saw them, I thought that's what they were. We'll put in our 1-2, 1-3 drain guy. Turn 2. Rampant for turn 6. Let's do this. You know it is. We're just trying to build our 1-1 that makes them discard a card and lose the game. So the creatures they have, none of them giving a -1/-1 necessarily matter. I mean, it does matter to this guy. They're going to play that next turn, so I'll attack. I'll probably put my mare next turn. There was... Why not to put channel in standard? Sure. So they put a 3/1 guide, beginning step, if you gain 3 more life to turn to whatever, and you can sacrifice them and draw a card. Okay. Well, now my mare is just going to kill a creature straight up. Boom. Get rid of your dude. Die. We've got 1-2s to do. We dressed and we played a 1-2 for 2. We're trying to replicate our guy from the other seal that wins the game at 2 mana. Yeah, there's a lot of good cards on those things. But yeah, I think that they're more common. But I don't know if they operate like the rarities, like if it's a rare version of the card or mythic rare version of the card, if it's much harder to get. I've looked into see how that works yet. Sure. You can't block this. So they can play this with a land. It's going to make them a dude. Sure. We're going to lock up these guys. We're going to try and stay aggressive here. We got an opt. It's like the most awkward opt of all time. We're going to attack, drain, and then opt. I want to sit back and just drain for 2, but we're not. We're going to wait to opt. So they could play the Village Rites, sack a creature, draw 2 cards. They're probably going to do that to this 2/2 zombie that's all tapped up, which they'll do right now. Draw a couple cards. There's 63 cards. They have rarities too. So they do have harder ones. So like certain ones, even though banned ones are going to be hard to get, they're going to gain a life. Do they have another play? You can enter combat. You're going to end your turn. I'll opt. We're off the way to victory. Oh, no. Get out of here, land. We don't need you. We do need Grasp of Darkness. I agree. I don't necessarily think I want to use it, though. All right, so we're on the attack with a guy who can't be blocked by white creatures and drain for 2 plan. With a Grasp of Darkness backup, they're going to murder our guy. 187, murder. Attack with both their guys. I'm going to take it. Defeat our bear. Looks hungry. Take some damages. We're going to drain him for 2. We're actually a little bit behind this game right now. Another village rights. That's a lot of card drawing. Sure. They're drawing a lot of cards. Play another land. So they have 6 mana. And they'll play a Doomed Dissenter. A card that would have been better with that card that they just played. But maybe they have more of them. And then I'll drain for 2. We drew a Gravedigger. I'm a fan of that. Okay, so we're a little bit ahead. Them throwing away their guy to draw cards should give them an advantage with something in their hand, but like I feel like we're slightly in the lead at the moment. We have a Grasp of Darkness. We have a Gravedigger. We have 2 of our best cards in our deck. They're going to come in with both of them. We're going to take it and drain. We're going to hold back on this Grasp of Darkness until it is absolutely necessary. They played a land. They have 3 cards in hand. So they're going to play a 4/4 Angel, which pays 4 to put a counter on another creature, so they can't put whatever. So we're going to drain them for 2. Our Grasp is probably going to be firing off on that Angel. I think we drew a land to keep going. So we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4. So we can keep draining. We will Grasp. Angel. Has to go. Next, we'll attack for 2. Hold back with our 1/3. We can still drain. Eventually blocking the Doom Dissenter is fine to give him the 2/2 zombie. Because our 1/3 is going to block it. Oh, they're going to bring Macabre Waltz. Macabre. They're going to bring back the Angel. So I think our path to victory is our drain guy now. Now at an odd number, we can do a trick where we attack with our 2/2 and it gets killed somehow and we Gravedigger it. But our path to victory right now looks like it's our 1/3. They're going to attack with this creature. And I will block. And I'll give them the 2/2. And I'll drain them. So they're going to transfer that guy into a 2/2, which is the same thing. Our 1/3 can block a 2/2, just the same. We still have Gravedigger. So we can't do all what we're trying to do in one turn. That's a whole lot of mana to try and pull off. We have a Plague. We have a Mare. We just sit back. They have their 4/4 flyer. We don't mind blocking at all. I can pump up something. We don't mind blocking, doing whatever. Once again, our creature dying. So this guy, sure. This guy will jump in here. This guy will jump in here. So if they do have a combat trick to try and kill our drainer or gain some life, we're just going to Gravedigger back our 2/2. Should have probably done a trade there. He's going to concede. So he did not have an action or whatever. So we got that. We got to win. We squeeze out another win, and we still have our 15 minutes to try and do some crazy stuff. What's that now? Whenever I try to lose, I win. And whenever I try to win, I lose. I'm good with my back up against it, and I have to try and figure out whatever. Awesome. So we've got a few wins here. We've done pretty good. Only got 2 more matches to go there. But we got 2 losses, so we're on the bump. We've done all right with the core draft. Yeah, GG for sure. All right, so we're going to transition over, take a look at our spoiler we dropped here for Strixhaven. So let's see here. I pulled up the Wizard of the Coast page, which is coming to you any second. And I'll get that out of here for a moment. How do I move the chat on the other side here? Can I do that? Oops. I'm going to make a mess, guys. How do I move the chat thing to the other window? Yeah. Just so I can look at this full page and then still see what people say in chat. We're talking about cards. Boom. Bam. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. We're good? Yep. So they've been dropping the things. They started spoiling stuff, just the other day, just yesterday. So this is when we started spoiling stuff. We have a couple cards so far. I know there's more cards still being leaked throughout the day and stuff like that, but we're going to look at the cards we currently have. Magecraft is a pretty common ability, and they're seeing a lot of in this set. Whenever you cast a spell or whatever, whenever you cast or copy an instant sorcery spell, you get trigger. So a lot of these things, if you cast a bunch of spells, they do an effect of some sort. We haven't had anything crazy for white yet. The Archmage has Magecraft. It's a 2/2 for 4. Whenever you cast or copy an instant sorcery spell, draw a card. That's the Magecraft. So whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. Those cards generally tend to be good. You play a pop quiz. Pop quiz. We've had 2 good, really black cards that came out. One is Confront the Past, which is a black and X. You get to choose one target planeswalker, or return target planeswalker card with converting amount cost X or less for graveyard or battlefield, or remove twice X loyalty counters from target planeswalker and opponent controls. So it's very specific towards planeswalkers. However, we also have our nice and wonderful Professor Onyx, which is Liliana, and it is a legendary creature, Liliana, right there. She is evil, is what she looks like doing there. Yeah, that's what she's doing there as a fake person. Well, you got to remember, she started originally in the story. She was Liliana, like heretical healer. And so then she became all sparkler like that. So here is like, I don't know if she's trying to do some WandaVision type thing or whatever. I don't know what's going on. For those of you who watch any of the WandaVision thing, I'm only partially knowledgeable on that stuff. But who knows? She might be creating a universe doing something. But she's doing something evil there. One of the cool things I like about the card is that it's got her hand kind of like dripping into the card. So like that's kind of neat. Like, right where it says legendary creature like that. Is a fake Forsaken. I don't know. But let's see if we can get it better. Just her. Let's get that bigger. Come on. Wizard of the Coast. Yes. All right. So it has Magecraft as a static effect. Whenever you cast or copy an instant spell, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So this card kind of feels like, just alone, before we do anything else, you can drain spells and do whatever. And 6 mana for a 5 loyalty planeswalker, Liliana. It makes me the first thing it makes me think of, she's got the drip. The first thing it makes me think of is Legacy, actually. Could this card be playable in a Storm style deck? Yes, you don't get the effect, the static effect, the trigger on the copies of spells. But if you put out Professor Onyx and then start playing your Dark Rituals and your Cabal Rituals and your, all your different spells to draw cards and do stuff, whatever, she's going to drain. So she kind of acts like a Tendrils. I don't know if that's a good enough card. It's interesting to me, at least. But it's just the build up to the point where you hit the Storm card. So it doesn't trigger on the Storm. But if you ever play with the Storm deck, the whole point is to get like a Storm count like 5, 6, 7. So if you're getting 5 triggers off this, that's 10 or 12 life. And then you do whatever your Storm trigger is. So, it does cost quite a bit. The +1 is you lose a life. You look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 in your hand, and the rest in your graveyard. I don't necessarily love that effect. But you get cards out of it. If you have a way to utilize things in the graveyard, which we have a lot of sets still to come, it could have a pretty good effect if you have certain cards that go to the graveyard that you want in there. But I haven't seen enough yet to make me love that part. -3, each opponent sacks a creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls, each opponent. I think that effect's great. It starts with 5, you put it in the turn you play it, you -3, it's down to 2, and it gets rid of the creature that might kill it. And then the next turn you can +1, you lose a life, you draw a card, you throw some cards in the graveyard, and then you can use this effect again. So potentially it can kill 2 creatures in 3 turns. And all the while you might gain some life from the static effect, the Magecraft effect. And then the -8, always the big effects are always nice. Each opponent may discard a card. If they don't, they lose 3 life. Repeat this process 6 more times. So it operates as a Torment of Hailfire. except specific to just hand, so they can't sack non-creatures, non-land permanents in play. But yeah, Chain of Smog, that's become like a whole thing now. Like that card's a foil and everything blew up and everything like that. I've seen people like going off about that. Because you use a Phyrexian Tower into Arena or like Chain of Smog to do some things. Is that trying to trigger? Trying to trigger some FOMO. But so she's interesting. I don't know if she's good, but she's interesting. And if we have a lot of things that do stuff with the graveyard to bring stuff from the back of the graveyard and stuff where we want her to throw cards in the graveyard, maybe she's useful. It's a type of card where even if it becomes a big card for standard, it's probably a one of or two of in a lot of decks, unless you have a heavy control deck. And I don't know what kind of heavy control decks utilize this effect enough. But in Commander, it's kind of cool. The first thing I thought of was the Storm thing, as it's like, it's a stick before the Storm. It kind of operates, these are very different cards. Very, very, very different cards, but it kind of operates similar to Storm decks as an Ad Nauseam does. Ad Nauseam draws you cards. It's the card you play before you do the tricks. That's all I'm thinking. It kind of feels like that card. I don't know if it's better than those cards will ever be, but it kind of gives me that vibe. It could be. I'm not opposed to that card yet, so. I mean, there's crazy things. If your opponent goes show and tell, does something, whatever, and you're like, play Professor Onyx, take my turn, ritual, Cabal ritual, draw some cards, do this, play another spell, You may not even have a Storm card, and you might kill him. I don't know. It's wild. Just with Ad Nauseams or something like that. All right. She and the Golgarian common, 2-card kill, a Chain of Smog. Magecraft is insane. So is that, Fane's always saying, is it because when you pay the effects with Chain of Smog or Chain of Acid to continue the chain, is that counting as another spell? Is it playing the spell again? Does that card resolve off the stack and replay the spell? Oh, interesting. So it does. So that's interesting. So all those chain cards, they had a bunch of them back then. They had the 5 chain cards. So I guess all of them potentially, some of them are easier to use than others because they just need a generic target to throw something at. But that's interesting that it replays the spell. I didn't know that. I always thought they're just kind of like on the stack and they just stayed there doing its thing. I don't know why I would think that. Really, only black and green do, okay. Because Chain of Plasma, what's that? Oh, it has to target something. Yeah, you require you to do something. Interesting. Chain of Smog and Chain of Acid. We got some red cards here. First day of class is funny because the name. The picture's kind of interesting. I like the background. You know, you got all the people doing their thing, busy doing stuff with their books, and then in the background you got like the city and stuff like that. A lot of stuff to do with books here, so there's gonna be a lot of dwarves and stuff like that. And an effect of learn. So when you reveal a lesson card, you own from outside the game, you put in your hand or discard a card to draw a card. So learn is a new keyword, and a couple of the red cards we have here. And this red card is a Magecraft as well, which gives you treasures. So it gives you a mana kickback every time you cast a spell. Green cards, we have our Dragon Guard Elite. 2 mana, 2/2, Human Druid, Magecraft. Where you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, same thing. Put a +1/+1 counter on it so it can get bigger. And you pay 6 mana to double the number of +1/+1 counters on it. So drop it for 2, play a couple spells, make it 4 or 5, then double it to 10, or double it to an 8, double it to or make it a 13. You're not doubling, you're doubling the counters, you're not doubling its power, because the base 2/2 is always going to stay on there. And then Field Trip, search library for a basic forest card, put the card in your battlefield tapped, and then you get to learn. I think that card could be good. I always love the search for effect card things, rampant growth type cards, so they're always good to some extent. Castamina was the first card I heard of from the set. Someone was telling me that the main set cards are like that, so we'll take a look at Castamina. I know a lot of people who do not like it, but it's not terrible. I think it's got value. And also, I just noticed the scythe on Castamina is up in the text of the card. It's covering the colorless mana cost right there. Or I don't know if that's a scythe, whatever it is, the paper thing or whatever it might be. So Castamina is a blue-green colorless planeswalker. Each other planeswalker you control has a loyalty ability of Castamina, Enigma Sage. So the advantage of this card only starts with 2. The advantage of this card is actually the static effect. It gives every planeswalker you control ability to +2 to scry 1. So when we think about from a casual way and stuff like that, some of the Dominaria and stuff like that, planeswalkers that came out that had only abilities where they lost counters, this gives them all the ability to +2 to scry 1 to rebuild. So like a Nahiri or something like that can get counters. Or like some cards that take damage. I mean, you have to be playing 4 colors, but Sark and the Mad or something like that, which shoots himself, to give him the ability to build counters back up. That's an interesting effect. -X, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token and put X +1/+1 counters on it. I'm sure there's some planeswalker that can build up a whole bunch of counters and do something with that but I think really the biggest bonus is the +2. And the -8 search your library for an instant or sorcery card that shares a color with this planeswalker. Exile that card and shuffle. You may cast a card paying its mana cost. Once again, Kasmina shares the effect with your other planeswalkers. So if you play a planeswalker that say starts with like 7 counters or 8 counters, and or let's say it starts with 6 or 7, and you +2 the first turn from her effect to scry 1, then you have 8. You have the ability to use that last effect really quick on another planeswalker. I think it's really how the rest of your deck is built. If this card's good, I mean, scrying each turn for 1's fine. It's the fact that you get to share the effects of the things that make it interesting to me. I don't know if it's good enough, but I could see it being pretty useful. So, and the picture is pretty cool. We got some Lorehold stuff. The Apprentice, which has another Magecraft effect, and we have the Lorehold command. I always love a good Boros card. It is a 5-mana instant. It creates 2 or choose 2 things. You could create a 3/2 red and white spirit token. Your creature will get +1 and gain indestructible on a turn. Haste. It does 3 damage to any target. Target player gains 3 life. So lightning helixes and sack a permanent, then draw 2 cards. So this is one of the old commands and everything like that. You get to choose 2 effects as they did in Lorwyn and stuff like that. The ability to make a bunch of different things happen with this card is probably going to give it some good utility. I like that lightning helix is at instant speed. And then you can draw some cards or make a 3/1/2 guy like that. I'm always a big Boros fan. Go Boros. And red-white is always awesome to me. Nahiri is my thing. I think you guys have heard me talk about that on stream before. For those of you who know me. For those of you who new, I like Boros. We also have a Prismari command. We'll look at that one. Prismari command is a red-blue colorless instant where we get to choose 2 once again. It does 2 damage to any target. So that's good effect. Target player draws the cards and discards 2 cards. I don't necessarily love that it can't get you anywhere. I would love it if it drew 2 and discard 1, because you're still playing a spell to do it. Target player creates a treasure token, so it gives you mana, and destroy target artifact. Still pretty good. This is not cryptic command by any means, but it's all right. It does 2 damage, and you get to filter your hand a little bit. I said I really wish it was draw 2, discard only 1, so you're playing the spell, breaking even on cards, but get to filter some things, and you get the bonus effect out of it. The picture is intense. Let's be honest, this picture is sick. So a foil of this is going to look wild. And if they make like the full arts and stuff like that. Then we have our white-blue command, Quandrix. Blue-green colorless instant. Once again, choose 2. Return target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. So it's a bounce spell. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Pretty useful. It gets rid of things that you don't like. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature, and target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard into the library. You can use Quandrix commands to get Quandrix commands back from your graveyard into your deck. So that's a thing. I think this card's actually really good. Generally, blue-green is interesting color combinations. This feels like a blue-green something spell deck. Maybe there's just a blue-green deck, but blue-green-white or blue-green whatever spell deck feels like it's possible. This seems like a very Sultai blue-green-black kind of card, where it has a lot of flexibility, takes care of creatures, kills some things. It might get counters on things, and then shuffles cards back in that you want to draw over and over again. We have a Mythic and another command coming up. We have all of our commands, the 5 commands. Shadrix. Shadrix is a 2/5 for 5. It's a Elder Dragon. We always like those Elder Dragons, right, guys? Go Dragons, Dargans. Is a flying double strike. So, it does 4 when it hits, potentially. At the beginning of combat your turn, you may choose 2. Each mode must target a different player. So, in a 2-player game, you have to target yourself plus your opponent. In a multiplayer game, you get to target whoever. So, commander. Target player creates a 2/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. Target player draws a card and loses 1 life. Target player puts a +1/+1 counter on each creature they control. This card feels very one-sided if you're playing 2-headed giant and you can target your whole team. It's still not bad. You know, the fact that you can make it bigger to get whatever, draw a card and give your opponent something. The unfortunate is that whatever you do, your opponent's going to get something positive at it as well. We don't like to give our opponents cards necessarily. We got 2 more commands to look at. I agree it's a commander card. Silver Quill, Panda, I agree. I think it's a pretty sweet commander card because, like, help this guy, or help this guy help you. Pretty good. You know. Silver Quill is 4 mana, sorcery. So all the other ones were instances of sorcery. Target creature gets +2/+3 and gains flying on turn, so it gives an angelic blessing to something. Return target creature card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Mana value is an interesting keyword or terminology they use there. I don't know how long they've been using that. I've never noticed it saying mana value before. Usually it's converted mana cost or something. So that's a weird terminology. I don't understand. I mean, I understand, but I just like, it's interesting if that means something specific. Target player draws a card and loses a life, so you get to draw a card out of it. So it always gives you a card back, and then target opponent sacks a creature. That's a very common thing you'll be doing with this card. You're going to draw a card, lose a life, and make your opponent lose a guy. But it's a sorcery, which I don't like. And our last command is Witherbloom. I like black-green. I like the rock. I like Boros, and I like the rock. Those are my things. And they're both features in this set. Choose 2 once again for 2 mana, but this is also a sorcery. Target player mills 3 cards, then you return land from your graveyard to your hand. I guess that's good. It could be. I'm not saying it's not. It's just destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with a mana value 2 or less. Mana value. Mana value. You know what, guys? We have another drawing, right? One more drawing down the show. We've only given out credit once, I think. We did 1 web credit and 1 Modern Horizons pack. We should use mana value as a keyword. Oh, Panda, no, not man. No, we have to, Panda, we have to pick on mana value. We have to bring attention to the word so they stop using the word. Target creature gets -3/-1 time a turn. I don't like that it only gives 1. That's kind of, I know it's outside of green's effect to give minus to a lot of creature, but a black thing is often -3/-3 or something. And then target opponent loses life and you gain 2 life. I don't know if I like this card. I don't think it's, I don't know. It's useful. All of them are useful because you get 2 effects. It doesn't excite me as much as some of the other ones. And then what else we got? We got a couple of colorless cards. Colorless sorcery lessons. I mean, this card's actually pretty sweet. Environmental Sciences. Search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, and then shuffle, and you gain 2 life. So it's a rampant growth, a colorless rampant growth that goes in any deck. Kind of, because it goes in your hand. But you gain 2 life. I'm more than fine with this, you know? I think this card's fine. Keyword is live, apparently, not mana value. We did not go with mana value. We went with live, L-I-V-E. You want to stay alive? Live, live. That's our keyword, I guess. We have 5 lands, off-color lands. Frostboil Snarl is one of them. As it enters the battlefield, you may reveal an island or mountain card from your hand. If you don't, Frostboil Snarl enters the battlefield tapped. So they're just like... I cannot think of these lands. What they're called, the ones examples. They made lands for these like this before. They're allied color ones before. The white, green, stuff like the Temple of Plenty. Is that right? I don't know. But they did a whole cycle of those types of lands, which are good lands. The Snarl looks pretty cool. I mean, they all look pretty cool. Like they're doing like their thing. And this card's going to look intense foil. Mana value live. Mana value live. Mana value live. Mana value sucks. Mana value live. These are awesome. Remember, if you're just hanging out, chilling with us, doing whatever, talking about cards, make sure to throw in the chat the keywords live or mana value or something, some words. Say them all. say both those things. But throw something in the chat. You might win some $25 store credit to trollandtoad.com. But yeah, this picture is intense, dude. Look at this thing. Like, I'll be honest. If I was an adventurer, I'd want to go there. But I would feel like that's where it would be dangerous. It'd be a dangerous place to go. Here we are. So we have our things. They will not be legal in MTG's Arena's historic format. So start ban. Obviously, we have the Swords of Plowshares and the Demonic Tutor right here. They look kind of cool, like the way they do the art and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll love them all, but I do like the Swords of Plowshares there. That's kind of neat. I don't think I like the Demonic Tutor, but I know some people will love the Demonic Tutor. But they will come in and like that. And I know they have a few of them being whatever, but like this thing only mentions the 2. Let's see here. Okay, can we see? Do they have a list here for that? They don't have a. Is that the bottom of this, maybe? Oh, we missed the double face cards. Oh my gosh. I forgot about these guys. We're going to talk about these real quick while everyone's doing the thing. So we have our double-sided cards. We have Kian, Dean of Substance. I probably said the name so bad. It is ridiculous. A legendary elf druid. Exile the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it in your hand. Otherwise, put a study counter on it. Kian looks like it's a real person. If it is, I am messing up. But I don't know who it is. The whole time, but I barely been able to watch due to work. That sucks, Germs. Hopefully work's going all right. Create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature. Put a +1 counter for each different mana value among non-land cards you own and whatever. And then you could pay 4 to flip it. And we get our good old-fashioned Ibrahim, Dean of Theories, a bird wizard. Flying 3/3, and you can pay 2 blue X. Exile the top X cards of your library and put a study counter on each of them. Then you may put a card you own and exile a study counter on it into your hand. So it digs for a card in your deck, but it kind of exiles them. And then you can flip back and forth. We have a few of these things. Obviously, there's a bunch of them. Plarg. I don't think it's Plarg. Plarg. He discards a card, draw a card. So he loots, and then he looks for non-legendary cards from your deck. And then when you flip Plarg, you get our Boros Augusta. Human Cleric. Other tap creature control get +1 power, so when they're attacking, they get +1 attack, or if they're tapped for some effect. And on tap creature, you'll get +1 defense. So when you first play, creature gets +1 basically, or blocking. And whenever you attack, untap each creature you control, then tap any number of creatures you control. So it does a whole lot of weird things to let you see if you want to keep +1 defense or +1 attack. So you can basically give your guys vigilance without giving them vigilance. There you go, Bronze one. All right. Congrats, Bronze. Bronze Panda. You got it, baby. I always call you Panda. I usually read the last part of the names. Instant source spells cost you 1 less to cast for Rowan, so that's pretty good. And then does 1 damage to each opponent. If you've drawn 3 more cards, it does 3. And you get an emblem for -4. It starts with 2, so you have to build it up. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may pay 2. If you do, copy the spell. The flip side is Will, and still gives your spells -1. There's a +1 effect up to 1 turn. Creature has base power time is 0/2 on turn, so it nerfs a creature for a turn. And then draws 2 cards by -3. And then exile up to 5 target permanents for each permanent exile this way. Its controller creates a 4/4 blue and red elemental for 7. So you have to build up both this guy to get them to what he does. We got 3 more. 3 more of these creatures. We're going to try and go through them kind of quick. Fortunately, I got things to do. We have Shale. I don't know if that's name's right. It's a bird cleric, flying vision 1/1. Put a +1/+1 counter each creature you enter battlefield to control this turn. All right, we got low disc space. Embrose, Dean of Shadow, put a +1 counter on another target creature than Embrose. Does 2 damage to a creature. And then, so it gives a +1 and pings it. When a creature you control +1 dies, it draws a card. It's 4/4. For 4. Avilda. Exile insert a sorcery card from your hand and put 3 hone counters on it. It gains the beginning of your upkeep. If the card is exiled, remove a hone. The last hone counter is removed from the game. If it's exiled, it costs 4 less to cast. And then you get that flips into Necessary. Necessary is exiles top card of your opponent's library during upkeep. Until end of turn, you may cast spells from among those exiled cards. You may spend mana as though it were any mana for those spells. And whenever you get a play a spell from exile, it gets +1/+1 counter on it. And the last one we have is Valentine, Dean of the Vein. So all these Deans, all these Warlocks things. Menace lifelink 1/1 for 1. And if a non-total creature an opponent controls would die, exile instead. If you do, you pay 2. And if you do, create a 1/1 black-green pest token. When this creature dies, you gain a life. The flip side is Lizette. Lizette is a green 4/4 human druid. Whenever you gain life, you may pay 1. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature control. And those creatures gain trample to end of turn. In limited, I think this card is a house. 4/4s for 4 that do that kind of effect are pretty reasonable, and it flips back to a creature that can kind of deal with stuff. So, not bad. I kind of slammed through that at the end there. Medina streams. What is going on? Is that John Medina? I heard that guy before. Who is he? Who is he? I'm good. How you doing, buddy? Is life treating you well? Those of you who pass the messages from John every now and then, now we get to interact person to person. Well, screen to screen. He's my guy. John, I always like to tell a story about he used to play Magic in Rutland, Vermont. And he used to go down there and we play like these Thursday night gunslinger games and these best of ones. Back in the day. Rutland Collectibles, right? Or Rutland Sports Cards or something like that. Those were the days back then. Best of 1 games, gunslinger. You show up, the tournament started like 6. It was 3 rounds. The mall closed at 9, so we had to get done. I think there were 40-minute or 30-minute rounds or whatever. But you played 1 game. If you bring a sideboard, it's all wishes. So, those were the days. Man, we're old now. How'd we get old? We're not that old. I'm still young. Y'all are old. He's ready to throw down. Well, now we can do arena challenging live on our phones. We'll battle. We should at some point for sure. All right, guys, I'm going to give you the rundown of what we got coming up soon for the rest of whatever. We have Yu-Gi-Oh tonight? Yu-Gi-Oh tonight at 6:30? 6 o'clock. We have Yu-Gi-Oh tonight, 6 o'clock. Come join the boys for some Yu-Gi-Oh. Get your traps and magic cylinders on and your Raigekis. I believe this weekend we do have D&D. Because last week I was wrong. It's every other week. We have D&D. What time does that start?
That starts at 6 o'clock on Saturday.
6 o'clock on Saturdays. We'll be doing D&D. Come hang out with our D&D stream and hang out with, I don't even know the hosts that. But come hang out. Huh?
Well, we'll have a collectible stream, toy stream before that.
Oh, we have a toy collectible stream at 5 o'clock tomorrow as well. So we have a couple things going on tomorrow. 5 o'clock Eastern time. Toy stream, 6 o'clock Eastern time. We'll have the D&D. And then come back next Wednesday and hang out with Drew for Pokemon from 2 to 4. And then when do we start? Do we have another troll toad type?
First round did go off this week.
For Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Yeah, GOAT format Yu-Gi-Oh.
So that'll be Thursday next week?
Thursday next week, 12:30.
12:30 Thursday next week. We'll be starting our new Troll vs. Toad series. That'll be GOAT format for Yu-Gi-Oh. So, you know, it's all about Scapegoat. It's not all about Scapegoat. But if you want to play some old school cards, see whatever, you know, play some, you know, Monarchs and things like that. You'll get to see some action there. Some pretty crazy stuff back in the game. It was simple but explosive and fun. And then after that, we got the Fish Tank from 2 to 4. So come hang out with my man, the myth, the legend, Fish, and see what's up. See what's going on today for the news stream. And then on Friday, we'll be back for some Magic cards from 2 to 4. We can join myself. And we'll get something going. We got probably some more draft to do. And we might have to try and build some more Commander decks at some point. We're trying to get about 3 or 4 Commander decks, and then we can play a Commander game. Maybe John Medina could play in our game. Maybe. John Medina, special guest one of these times. Definitely do something with John at some point for sure. Yes, he says. Yes. Living the dream. Definitely. That'd be good times. So yeah, guys, that's what we got coming up. We're out of time for today. We appreciate all the guys who won all the drawings. Bear will get you your Modern Horizons pack. And we had a couple different people who win some $25 store credit. We do have pre-sales for Strixhaven on the site because we're reviewing it. So we do have boxes up available for sale. And for those who haven't seen, Times Proper Master boxes have gone crazy. They're expensive now. That set was so good when we busted it last week in that break. Oh. But yeah, make sure to shop Toronto for all your Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, sports cards, HeroClix, video games, and other card games as well, like such as Dragon Ball and Digimon. We definitely have Digimon on the site, so check that out. And then also soon, whenever it comes out, we'll have My Hero Academia. So keep track with us and stuff like that. We got it going on. Appreciate it, guys. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you. This is one of my best parts of my week because I get to hang out with you guys, and it's just a fun time. So check out all of our stuff. Check out our Discord. We'll see you guys in a little bit for some Yu-Gi-Oh. Appreciate you. Have a good night. Thank you.